Pornography. The word makes people cringe because we don't really like to talk about it. However, we need to break the silence. People need to know the dangers of pornography and how it's spread throughout our society. I'm going to be sharing my personal testimony with you, but first let's discuss how pornography has developed. Nowadays, everyone knows that sex sells. It's the perfect advertising technique. It seems you can't watch one commercial break or walk through a grocery store's magazine aisle without seeing a sexy woman showing off her curves. This isn't hardcore pornography, but it is a result of a pornification in our society. It's become so prevalent in our community that it's hard to sell something or entertain the general public without appealing to the sexual desires within our nature. However, this whole premise is based on the lies of pornography. Pornography isn't real. There are so many lies hidden within the films and photos that fill the porn industry. Having met a former porn actress, I can tell you that there's a lot that goes on in production that the viewer is unaware of. For instance, many of the actresses sign contracts that state they are liable for any damages they may cause on set. This includes lost time if they are uncomfortable performing some sexual act and hold up the shoot. However, for many of them, this is their livelihood, their only way to make money, and they're scraping by as it is. Therefore, they participate in these acts even though they are not comfortable and don't really want to. The viewer doesn't realize this because she acts so excited and enthusiastic because she knows if she doesn't, they'll have to take the shoot over again. Because the viewer is oblivious to this, they usually believe that most women want that sort of thing. Another lie they believe is that the screen is all they need. They get their sexual high from watching other people have sex in fantasized, perfect ways. This is also a lie. There's nothing natural about the sex porn actors have in front of the camera. They are acting, not to mention sex is meant for you and your one and only spouse, someone who you've committed your life to and can fully trust with your whole self, which brings me to my story. As an aspiring high school senior, I was trying to figure out what to do with my life, what I wanted to study, what I wanted my career to look like, all that sort of stuff. It finally struck me that I've always had a heart for women in the sex trade, who were trafficked, against their will, and forced to perform sexual acts for money. My heart breaks for those who are sexually exploited, so I pursued psychology in hopes of counseling these women with the ultimate goal of establishing my own program for many to recover from this dark world. I was set on a path that I believe is my purpose in life. Along the way, I've run into highs and lows. One low would be dealing with boy drama, and as I was dealing with a couple different relationships, I reached out to a different boy for advice. I shared with him everything I was going through with these other guys, explaining how awful I felt that I had broken up a relationship. To my surprise, he confessed his own demons to me, telling me he had struggled with pornography for many years. At first, it was comforting to know that I wasn't the only one struggling with sexual desires and relational issues, but things took a slight turn when I finally cut ties with those unhealthy relationships, and this boy became my boyfriend. It didn't cross my mind very often during the first several months of our relationship, but further down the road, maybe a year into it, he confessed to me that he had looked at some pornography while we had been together. At first, that broke my heart, but I learned to forgive and move on quickly. I just wanted to be there for him, like he had been there for me. However, the echoes are still there. There are times when he comments on how good I look or stares passionately at me, and I wonder if he ever compares my body to the ones he's seen on the screen. After a while, I couldn't take this feeling anymore, and I didn't want to be imprisoned by this, so I asked him about it, and he assured me that the comparison game makes him cringe. He doesn't even like comparing me to his ex-girlfriend, much less women he's never met. Though I am comforted by his words and trust him with my life, the thought still haunts me every so often. This summer I was empowered with a vision that pushes me to help others feeling this way, or are addicted to pornography themselves. During my internship, I felt God showing me that I could start creating informative videos on a YouTube channel to share with the world what I've learned about pornography addiction and its effects on those you care about. It's still in the developmental stages, but I'm hoping next summer will be the kickoff. My story doesn't end with a sad relationship, but a hopeful one. There is a way out. Jesus can pull anyone out of an addiction, and he can heal any broken heart or stomped on soul. My boyfriend and I are more than happy together. We are looking forward to a future together with God as our center. In Deuteronomy 33, we see God's promise of restoration. It says, He'll come back and pick up the pieces from all the places where you were scattered. This message of hope can speak to anyone who struggles with a sexual addiction, or has been trafficked into the sex trade, or even someone who is hurt by the presence of porn in the life of someone they love. Jesus saves, and God restores all things for His good purposes.